Welcome to today's video for online bookings. Today I'll be looking at all the information that you will need to set up your web bookings and use your applications for your web bookings. We first need to look at our appointment codes to organise and assess what appointments we'll be using today. We go into our appointment code setup and we can have a look through our appointments. Each appointment has a code and a description. This description will be the description that you use in your treatment menu. If you are using online bookings, you will also need to give a web description. This description can be exactly the same as what you use currently in the salon or the spa, or can be slightly different. We then need to tick the appointments that we'd like to be booked online and make sure to tick the green box so that will save that change for that appointment. Please go through your list of appointments and make all the changes necessary. You are able, if you wanted to copy and paste that description into the web description box, or you could retype it again. Again, make sure to tick the web bookable box and then green tick to save that change. Check the lengths of the appointments and the price of the appointments. Once you've done that, you're then able to check your staff allocations. You'll need to make sure all the staff that are able to do the appointments are selected, and it's also the same for the rooms. With online bookings will only allow clients to book in with therapists in the room that's available and the therapists that are available for the treatment length stipulated. When you are making an update on that appointment, again make sure to green tick to save those changes. We then need to look at our staff setup. Part of the system will allow us to use applications with our mobile devices and tablets. We can look at the diary and look at our bookings. To do this, we need to be able to log in as a user and use a password as a user. In the name box is where you'll use your login name. It's also now displayed at the top of the diary, and your password is what you'd use to log in to see the application in full. When you are giving each staff member a password, you'll need to type in the password, select the password profile, and then green tick to save that. This password can be changed at any time. Each staff member has user rights. So when they are using the mobile devices or the tablets, they can do certain activities within that user right. We need to check through our password profiles just to make sure that all of our users have the correct user rights allocated to them. We have profiles in the system already. You can create your own profiles and you can allocate what that profile can or can't do. When we do this, it's easy selecting what part of the system you would like them to be able to do. For example, someone that's maybe just a receptionist wouldn't need the manager elements of the profiles, but you may ask them to do areas of stock for you, like stock takes. You can decide independently how you'd like to use the profiles and then allocate them accordingly to the correct staff member. There's certain parts of the system that you may not let staff members do, such as delete clients. To create a new profile, you select create new and type in the title of that profile. You can then start to move across the things that they can and can't do. It's easy as moving the whole list across using 2 arrows or using 1 arrow. Don't forget to green tick to save that change. And that's your password profiles. Those password profiles feed into the area next to the password box. And you can quite easily use the drop down box to select the user profile for that therapist or staff member. We are now ready to start creating our system for online bookings. We first need to know our serial number and our postcode. This is unique to our business and it can be found on spa or salon reception underneath the help button. It's useful for you to know this because you may be asked this at any point in time if you are contacting our support team. Once you have this, you can then log on to our website, it's premiersoftware.co.uk, and you will log into the client area. Within this client area, you'll be asked to type in information just gathered from the actual help button, which will be the serial number, and also your postcode. Select login to take you into your setup area. This takes you into your client area within our website. This area has different tabs. Each tab has information relative to yourself. You have the main details tab, the web booking configuration tab, the Premier Mobile tab, and our support tab. All four areas are accessible to you at any point in time when you are using the system or have a license and support the system. Each area in regards to web bookings will create a link. This link is then embedded into your website or your Facebook page, and it's used for clients to make their bookings depending on our settings. Within Premier Mobile, the links highlighted are what will be used on your mobile devices or your tablets in order to make bookings for clients within your salons or your spas. Your support page will have files on there for the most up-to-date downloads and documentation relating to the software that you currently have. So we're going to be working on our web booking configuration. We have 7 areas to work on, and we need to go into detail of each area to create our system. The first area is appearance. You are able to upload your salon or spa logo onto the web booking sign-in page. To upload your logo, you select upload, and it will ask you to actually find the actual logo from an image bank within your computer. You'll then need to save that by updating settings. The test salon page will give you an idea of what the client will see when they do start to make a booking. As this is personalised to yourself, you are able to change the colours of the background colours, the body and the headers. You have different buttons throughout the system that will allow you to click pay now or book again or edit your details. You're also able to change colours of these areas here as well. When you've completed your changes, please update your settings. To go back to the main home screen, we need to make sure we always save our changes and then go back to dashboard. That logo will now appear on our Book Now area of our website or our Facebook page. We now need to look at the times that you would like to allow web bookings to be taking place. Your web booking increments are dependent on your diary settings at the moment. Please do not try and change these to what you're currently using in your diary. First bookable day is dependent on when you'd like to be able to allow someone to book an appointment. Maximum future date is how far in advance you're happy for clients to book in for their appointments. Selecting the drop down buttons, you can decide how far ahead you're happy to take appointments. You can then look at the booking days and our opening hours. You may decide to only allow bookings on certain days of the week. We can choose our days of the week by clicking on each week and highlighting the little box above it. This means you can be flexible as to when and when you do not want to take online bookings. We can actually stipulate if we want people to book selected times or have a variance of each time either side. If they selected 9 o'clock and we didn't have 9 o'clock, we could allow them to see 15 minutes either side of 9 o'clock or longer. Once we've got our days of the week, we then need to say what are our opening hours for those days of the week. We can do that by moving the sliders up and down to make it longer or shorter for that day. Once you've chosen your opening and closing times, you're then able to select from the bookable time box underneath the times you'd like people to be able to book in for. This may be on the hour, on half an hour, or every 15 minutes. You can select this by ticking the little boxes in the bookable time box. We're then able to have a look at our advanced settings. We could ask the client to book any time throughout the day, or we could give them time periods. Within the time period, they're able to choose from the selection of periods of times we'd like them to book in for. This may be morning sessions, afternoon sessions, and evening sessions. We need to tick on the little box to the left hand side, and in the box write what kind of session these appointment times will be for. Once you've done that, we can then choose the sliders and move the times accordingly, so we can now allocate what times are available during that session. You've got up to 3 time periods that you can choose from. I've chosen morning, afternoon and evening. Once I've done this, I need to update the table, and I will then see from the right hand side it shows up a list of all my available time periods. I can change my mind at any point in time by unticking the boxes or ticking them again to reveal my actual time periods. I just need to make sure that I update my settings and save my settings. You will need to do this for every day of the week, work them through one by one, deciding what days of the week you'd like to be able to offer treatments, what opening hours you'll have for those days of the week, and if you'll be using advanced settings. Remember to update your table and update your settings. Once we've done that, we can then start to have a look at our other settings. In our other settings area, we have a look at how clients book in with our therapists. This area will show our staff availability and will show us different ways that the client can book in for. The staff that are in our system will be fed through to our portal just here. We can tick or untick the staff we'd like to allow people to be able to book online for their appointments with. We can decide to let the client choose what therapist they can book in with. We can allow the client to do a book themselves. This may be used if the client is going to book in a manicure and pedicure at the same time. But be careful, if you don't offer this kind of service, do not tick this box. You may decide to make clients register with yourselves first before they can book online. We can choose a client to see our categories of appointments or just see appointments in the whole list. We can allow our clients to update their settings or amend their settings. This means at all times our client profile will be always up to date. If we have got a medical questionnaire and this is based on SPA only, you may decide to put a prompt on there so the client is forced to update their questionnaire details. In our contact details tab, we've got a summarised version of your business and your opening hours. This is useful for clients when they are booking online. They may need to see a summarised area of your business details and your opening hours. The opening hours is fed from where our clients make their appointments for their times. Please make sure to update your settings and go back to dashboard. When a client is booking, we may need to prompt them with different text messages for certain parts of the booking. You may decide that in areas such as making the appointment booking, you may not list all of your appointments. So You may pop a text in there just similar to what we've got listed here, which states, if there's something you're looking for that isn't listed, please contact the spa or the salon. You may decide to prompt the clients to contact you if they've got their password. The text may just say contact the spa, or you may allow them to use the reset button on the actual portal. If you've got a cancellation policy, it's a good idea to place in there your policy details or a link to your website. You are also able to place your website address, which may take the client to the cancellation page. At that point there, they'll be able to see the full description of your policy, but they'll see it from the website point of view or from your treatment point of view. These text boxes are compatible with copy and pasting. When you finish filling out all the text boxes, don't forget to update your settings and return back to dashboard. We're now able to have a look at how we're going to take payment for these appointments. You do not have to take payment for the appointments, but you have an option of using your business PayPal account to collect revenue for these appointments. If you are using this area, you'll need to place in your PayPal account. You can then decide if you're going to allow clients to choose which appointments they pay for. Or you may say clients must pay for all treatments. If the client hasn't paid for their appointment, but they've made a booking, if the client hasn't been active on the website for 15 minutes and made the booking, this booking will be deleted and they'll be logged out of the area. We're able to remind clients about unpaid treatments. And we're able to stipulate anything outstanding we're happy for clients to actually leave for bookings. We can choose how we display our prices, and we can also choose our currency. Don't forget to update your settings to take you back to dashboard. We're now able to confirm our confirmation email. This email is what the client will receive once they make a web booking. We can decide if the client gets a confirmation, and if they do, what the confirmation email will be. We are able to place the email address that we'd like the client to see where it's come from. We're able to place a subject line in the email, and we're able to create the body of the email. Within this email we can place our logo, and we can do that by selecting our insert fields. We can type in our wording, and you can then fill in, if you'd like to show in that email, the client's name, the appointment name, the staff name, date and price, all of which will be fed from the client's booking in the system. This means this client receives a personalised confirmation email. When you're creating your email, it's important to think about things you might want to remind the client of, such as your cancellation policy. Prior to saving the email, preview. If you select preview, you'll be able to have a look at what the client will see when they receive the email. You can also decide if you'd like to receive a confirmation as well. Once the client's booked in, you'll receive an email to say the client has booked in, and it will state the client's name and the date they've booked in for. Please make sure to save your settings for your emails. Once you've saved your settings, go back to dashboard. This now completes your setup for web booking for configuration. You're now left with 2 live links that your web developer needs to place into your website. You also have 2 links that can be used for your mobile devices and your tablets. These links can be copied and pasted across to yourselves and opened up onto your tablets or your mobile devices, and these can be used by the staff members to be able to book clients in using this app. These links can be saved to the tablet or the phone's home screen.